Hi guys, Diane here, your source for all things systems and strategy so that you can level up your business and live by your own rules. Today, I want to spend a few minutes talking to you guys about content batching processes and systems in general, and why sometimes they might not actually work for you. So, how many times have you actually heard batch your tasks, batch your content creation, batch your marketing so that you can free up your time and become massively productive, right? I hear this all the time, especially in the online space and around marketing and content creation. And a lot of people actually say that this is the best way to systemize your marketing and your content creation. This is the best way to stay focused and to stay highly productive throughout the day. Well, not to knock anyone who really loves this process, really loves to batch and uses and subscribes to this method, but if you're anything like me, this process doesn't actually work because it means sitting in a creative zone of genius for longer periods of time. And batching does have its place and purpose within your business operations, but sometimes it doesn't really apply. Like for me, and when I'm working in this creative zone. You have ever knocked out a content piece and when you're feeling really inspired, and then after that, crickets. Nothing comes to mind, nothing makes you feel inspired. You feel like you don't have anything left to say because you have already said the thing you want to say and you still have like 2 hours left in your content batching session. Or if you've ever held on to ideas or created a list of ideas, but there weren't enough ideas for you to actually do a batch day or a batch session, or if you even delayed creating content because you're like, oh, it's not batch day. I don't have a batch session today. So I'm just going to hold on to this idea. And then inevitably you forget that idea or you can't decipher the notes that you wrote around the idea. Or if you've ever avoided batch day altogether or your batch sessions altogether thinking like, hey, I'm the boss and no one can make me make content right now. So I have done all of these things myself, right? And I know that I am not wired to stay focused on creative tasks for long periods of time. And that's totally okay because I've created my own content creation system that works for me and my business. It's a system that keeps content flowing without those panic moments when you realize that you don't have anything to post this week, or you forgot to put together the newsletter, or you didn't approve the video or the graphics, or the editing hasn't been done yet. So if batching is not your thing, especially around content creation or creative tasks, what do you do? What I did was I first created an inventory. I took a look at all of my past content and I asked myself, can I repurpose this? Can I edit this? Can I reformat this? Can I put this back together in another way and present it as something fresher, something newer? Once that was done, I had a pretty big pool of content to pull from. And then I moved on to creating a new content pool. So I made the goal of creating 2 new pieces of content within a relatively short period of time, within 1 week. At any point within that week, when I felt inspired, I was going to create 2 new content pieces. And I had some ideas around that. And that's how I was going to produce new content. I was going to add new content to my existing inventory using those 2 pieces. Once that was done and I had actually gotten ahead, so I had 2 new pieces of content that I could stretch and repurpose in different ways, my goal after that, and what my goal is to this day, is all I have to do every week is create 1 new piece of content. That's it. I create 1 new piece of content that is added to our existing library and is repurposed and stretched and reformatted in different ways so that we can continue our existing content pool, so that there's always a pool to draw from and there isn't a drought. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't create any content. What am I going to do this week? What's going out to the newsletter? Well, there's always a pool of content because we have repurposed the whole thing. And then within this whole process, I delegate the repurposing and the production to streamline the time and really increase my productivity because I'm not doing it. Right? I am not the one creating all of the pieces myself, which can sometimes be a time suck that a lot of people who are batching fall into. We're like, oh, I have to do all of the things and I have these big blocks on my calendar to do all the things, but you probably shouldn't be doing half of those things to begin with, right? So the moral of the story is, in order to be truly productive, you have to create a system that works for you, that works for your business, for the way that you like to work, that takes into account the tools and the resources that you have and leverages them to achieve your actual goals. That's how you create true productivity within your business. Not every popular system or tool or solution is going to work for you. So if you want a custom content and marketing process created specifically for how you like to work, for the tools that you have, for the goals that you have in your business, you might be a good fit for my Up-Leveled Entrepreneur service. Apply for a Level Up Business Assessment call, and let's see how we can actually streamline and create real productivity within your business. The link is in my bio. And until next time, bye guys.